Today on WFMS, we have a few reminders as we end our very short week.
We have a few historical reminders for you as we head into our Thanksgiving break.
Yearbooks are on sale now.
We have a short sports update for you today.
Science Club members will want to listen up today.
The WFMS Admiral Announcement Network starts now. All aboard, Admirals. Thank you for joining us this morning on WFMS, the Admirals Announcement Network. I'm Danan.
And I'm Heidi. Welcome to your home for news, announcements,
and more
on WFMS.
Now for today's news and announcements. If you are interested in purchasing your yearbook, or 8th graders, if you are wanting to take out an ad, just visit the Farragut Middle School website and click on the Want to Buy Yearbook link. The prices for a yearbook package range from $45 to $69. Order your yearbook today.
Science Bowl students, listen up. You will be having your Science Bowl meeting this afternoon. Please make sure your parents are aware.
Thanksgiving is a favorite holiday for most people and has deep roots in history. But there will be no Tech Talk Tuesday, so instead History Channel video commemorating its beginnings and inception as a holiday. Now for our video.
We're all familiar with the story of the first Thanksgiving when the Pilgrims invited local Native Americans to share a meal with them. But we bet you didn't know Thanksgiving didn't become an annual tradition until more than 200 years later. That first Thanksgiving in 1621 wasn't just one big meal. It was a 3-day festival of eating, hunting, and other entertainments in honor of the Pilgrims' first successful harvest. The Indians killed 5 deer as gifts for the colonists, so venison was definitely on the first Thanksgiving menu. But we bet you didn't know that turkey was not. They also didn't have pumpkin pie or potatoes, which hadn't been introduced to New England yet. And while they may have eaten cranberries, they would have been served plain, not in a sauce or relish. The Pilgrims didn't plan on starting a Thanksgiving tradition. In fact, they didn't repeat the November celebration in subsequent years. In 1789, President George Washington announced the first ever national Thanksgiving holiday, which took place on Thursday, November 26th. But it didn't become an annual tradition nationwide until the 19th century. That's when an American writer named Sarah Josepha Hale, most famous for writing the nursery rhyme Mary Had a Little Lamb, was inspired by a diary of Pilgrim life to recreate that first Thanksgiving feast. Beginning in 1827, Hale waged a nearly 30-year campaign to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. She also published recipes for pumpkin pie, turkey, and stuffing that probably didn't appear on the Pilgrims' plates, but would become the staples of modern Thanksgiving meals. In 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln announced that the nation would celebrate Thanksgiving every year on the final Thursday in November. But did you know, in 1939, President Franklin D. Roosevelt decided to move the holiday up a week to give Depression-era retailers more time to make money during the pre-Christmas shopping season. The move was widely criticized, and in 1941, FDR signed a bill fixing Thanksgiving on the 4th Thursday in November, where it stays today. One of the quirkiest Thanksgiving traditions began in 1989, when President George H.W. Bush granted the first official pardon to a turkey. Every November since then, the current Oval Office occupant has given a reprieve to 1 or 2 turkeys, sending them into retirement on a farm rather than to a dinner table. Though it only began in the late 20th century, the story has become one of the more unusual chapters in the long history of Thanksgiving traditions.
We have a special guest for our special announcement about our 4-H club today. Now for our special announcement.
Hi, I'm Lisa. Would you like to join a club that is free and get you free access to UTA? Do you like hanging out with friends and doing fun small activities or projects with all sorts of interesting things? If you have time in your busy schedules, come to the 4-H open house on December 6th. 4-H will be explained in more detail at 3:45 to 4:45 in room 260. There will be free pizza as well as more information at the meeting. Have a ride promptly pick you up by 4:45. That's it for announcements. Now for a quick sports brief.
Hi, I'm PT.
And I'm Nora.
Now for a quick sports update. Our girls and guys hit the court again on Monday night as they face West Valley at West Valley. Please stay tuned for scores and updates.
Our next home game will be against Hardin Valley on Monday, November 28th, after we return from our Thanksgiving break. Remember that girls' games begin at 4:30 and guys will start at 5:30.
We always want to stay up to date on our sports teams, games, and events. We want to remind our coaches and club sponsors that if you have games, competitions, events, or practice updates, to please submit your announcements by email to Mr. Hambrick at chris.hambrick@knoxschools.org. Please make sure to submit those requests at least a day ahead of the needed announcement date.
Students, listen up. If you play a sport or are on a team with coaches or sponsors that are not connected to FMS, please give your coach or sponsor Mr. Hambrick's contact info. Please ask them to contact Mr. Hambrick so that they can arrange to send schedules, scores, and updates for the newscast.
That's it for sports. Have a great day. And now back to the news desk.
Thank you for joining us this morning on WFMS, the Admirals News Network.
We hope you have a great Thanksgiving break. Make good choices.
Be kind.
Stay safe.
And we will see you after we return from our break.